My assignment is to search for the president's missing daughter.
Just up ahead is the village.
I'll go and have a look around.
We'll stay and watch the car.
I've been expecting you, my brethren.
Are you out of your mind?
Got a selection of good things on sale, stranger.
Monsters. Guess after this, there'll be one less to worry about.
I've sent my right hand to dispose of you.
Your right hand comes off? Where's everyone going? Bingo?
Hello and welcome to How to Be an Icon, our spooky bonus edition. Ooh. For our fun month of October, we're going to be doing all of these very, very fun episodes. We've got an episode on a spooky video game, a spooky book, a spooky movie, and a spooky television show. This episode is going out on both our Patreon and our main Spotify feed, but it's only this episode, so if you like the sound of this, head on over to our Patreon, patreon.com/howtobeanicon. You'll get access to the full month of these. So that's why we're doing it on both. So if you want to listen on there, please do. What a fun little bonus this is. Today, we're talking about a spooky video game.
I'm here.
You're also here.
Hi.
Hi, Donna.
Good evening.
How are you doing?
I'm scared.
Yes.
I'm scared of what's about to come.
Yeah, I'm Jared Jones, by the way. I'm joined by Donna Cameron.
Hi, everyone.
As we always forget to do.
Yeah, we're going to do something spooky. We're going to talk about student finance. Oh. Right. We need to stop making that joke. No one needs you to come to a Halloween party dressed as dads. You're not funny. It's not 2010.
I mean,
that's my absolute hater opinion.
The other good one is, of course, it's the spookiest time of the year, and I'm not talking about tax season. But yes, we're talking about horror classic video game Resident Evil 4.
I'm so excited because I finally
Mm-hmm.
get to find out what this is. I don't know how many hours I've watched you play as a blonde man in a sheepskin jacket.
Mm-hmm. It's mostly what that game is about. But we'll talk all about it.
Ooh.
The reason why we're doing Resident Evil 4 is, number one, it's the one that I've played the most, and number two, it's one of the best video games of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's where most people it's a good jumping on point for it.
I was gonna say people really have a lot of affection for that game.
Yes. So we'll start by going a little bit brief history of Resident Evil up until this point. So they have all come out on the PlayStation. The first one came out in 1996, and they're sort of horror puzzle action games, and they have a bit of a unique thing of that the camera perspective is what is neither first person nor third person. It's a fixed camera angle in like certain positions in the house, so you're only seeing a little bit walking
Almost
around,
like CCTV.
yes, a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
That's kind of how it goes. And they have what they call pre-rendered backgrounds, meaning that it's almost kind of like a matte painting and the character is walking around it. Think of it sort of like if you're on like a stage and there is a painted backdrop to it.
Yes, and it's very detailed, but it lacks a lot of depth.
Yeah, it lacks a lot of depth.
Like
so,
me.
yes. But the first game comes out. It's a massive, massive success. They follow it up with Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3. But they wanted to kind of take the franchise in a bit of a different direction with Resident Evil 3. Resident Evil 3 was started out as a side project that they ended up just being like, well, we need to put something out. So
Video games, everyone. We just go, no,
we'll turn
slap
this
a different paint of...
Yeah, we went with this side piece of content. Actually, we're going to make it a full numbered sequel. So that's what they ended up doing. But they wanted to completely change up how things went. And it was directed by Shinji Mikami. Now, he is the person who is responsible for the first game. He's had a real hand in the franchise up until this point. And he's like, we're going into this next generation of consoles, which at this point in time, we're moving from the PlayStation 1 and the Nintendo 64 into the Nintendo GameCube and the PlayStation 2.
Which I think it's not
It's one of the
unfair to say one of the biggest leaps in
yeah.
video games. Like, it is enormous, the difference between those two consoles.
It's a huge, massive leap forward. And it's like, we want to change things up, all right? This ain't your grandpappy's Resident Evil. We're going to change things up. So he takes his team and he's like, go and make me something. I want your ideas. We're all about ideas here. And so they come back and they're like, right, well, get this right. We're going to get rid of this stodgy, like, walking around real slow. we're going to have this cool badass that we're going to have, and we're going to call him Tony Redgrave because he's such a badass.
Ooh.
And he's not just walking around, he's jumping, he's punching, he's got a sword, he's got guns.
A sword?
He's got, yeah. He is like the coolest dude you've ever seen, and he is just like slashing and hacking and shooting. And yeah, we're not just doing like boring zombies. We've got like demon powers and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Our main character is spliced with crazy viruses that makes him that he can fly and do all this crazy stuff.
How many X's in the word extreme do we have?
So many.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
the early 2000s.
It's extreme. Yeah.
And they show this to Shinji Mikami, and he goes, "This is wonderful. I don't think we can call this Resident Evil."
They're like, great idea.
Great
but like,
idea. This is something entirely different. And that becomes Devil May Cry. So that is where that comes from. And,
okay.
And they don't scrap all of it. The thing that they do take from that is they're like, well, we want kind of like a castle setting. That's kind of fun. We'll take that. And we kind of want, sort of European feel. So we're going to take that as well. Mm-hmm. So then we have we're like, right, okay. Well, that is a different thing. We've made that into something else. But we're going to make Resident Evil 4 now.
Yeah.
So they come up with another concept, which is we bring back Leon Kennedy, who is the protagonist of the second game, and we're going to bring him back, and he's going to be chased by a scary hook man, and we're going to have a light and dark world situation. So we're going to have it be one part of the game is in the real world, the other part is in the like hallucination world. And this is like the idea that they're really, really going for.
Someone's been like, playing a lot of Link Between Worlds.
Yes, and we get a trailer that comes out, and Leon's been chased by a man with a hook that is only known as hallucination. And,
ooh, fun.
Yes, and it's all in 3D. It looks very, very impressive. And we're going from, we have the fixed camera angle still that we had in the original games, but whenever Leon tries to shoot, we go to behind his perspective. So there would be a third person perspective for when he shoots. And the game gets quite far into development, but they run into a couple snags. First of all is that they're going to only do this on the Nintendo GameCube because they're like, that is the better way to go, we think.
Sure.
But because we're doing a light and dark world, we are having to do 2 different versions of every single asset in the game.
Yes.
Which it's a lot of memory. That's a lot to take in.
And what was the big problem with the GameCube, Jared?
It had very, very small memory space.
On teeny tiny discs.
On little teeny tiny baby discs.
What if we make the discs smaller?
Yes.
It'll make the game better.
It'll make the game better, and it'll be harder for people to pirate, was the idea behind the small disc. So
Nintendo, please.
So we're getting to a point of this is running out of space. We're actually kind of struggling a little bit with this.
Yeah.
Because we're having to do 2 versions of absolutely everything. So, right, we are struggling. And Shinji Mikami has a real fun habit. He did it with Resident Evil 2. Of just going, we're going to scrap all of this. I know that we're like 90% done. Let's scrap
I'm bored.
all.
Let's do it again.
He did it with Resident Evil 2. He's doing it again with Resident Evil 4.
Love that. Love people who do that. That's not stressful to work around at all.
So we're now on like attempt number 3 or 4 of like whatever we're at here. But we finally do get it. So there's a couple things that we take from our previous versions. We scrap the fixed camera angles. We're like, we don't need that.
Yeah.
Because again, it was taking up too much memory of having to cut between the 2. It's like, well, what if we just had it behind his back the whole time?
So we only have to do one thing. We're not overloading. Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing that they sort of do as well is like, let's move away from our established story that we already have of being like, because, Resident Evil has one of the more interesting things about it is that the story, sort of a bit like professional wrestling, takes place in real time. So the characters age as the years go by.
Yeah, they're getting older, aren't they?
They are getting older. And it also means that like events that are happening in previous games, have a lot of things on, current games.
Yes.
But the story had become a bit convoluted because we had, big evil Umbrella Corporation, which, is a pharmaceutical company that makes, drugs for when you have a cold, but also bioweapons that create zombies and giant invisible snakes and spiders and crocodiles. So
here,
yeah,
this is going to be me sounding like a crazy person.
Yeah.
That is what I do think pharmaceutical companies are also doing.
I mean, maybe they are.
Because
maybe.
I have a cold today. I have the most mild cold in the world.
But what if instead of treating your cold, you became...
What are you working on if not this cold? It's gotta be like snakes and crocodiles and like...
And zombies.
And splicing, yeah.
Yeah, splicing zombies and creating awful abomination creatures.
Because, like, you have to be doing something else, because otherwise I wouldn't feel like this.
Yeah. But we decided that we're going to, like, take a bit of a back step on that, because it's like we've mined all the potential of that. We're moving away from America. We're sort of going in a bit of a different direction.
Yeah.
So they decide that instead, Leon just works for the Secret Service, and he is looking to try and find the president's daughter. She's been kidnapped.
Sentence I've heard so many times.
What
are you doing, honey? Looking for the president's daughter.
Yes. She gets captured by a cult in southern Spain, or, southern Europe is what we're going as.
But it's definitely like Spanish centered.
Yeah, they're speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
They have pesos as their currency, so we can
they didn't even give us a fake currency.
No, they didn't. We can assume that it's Spain. So he's going there to try and find the president's daughter, and just so happens to run into what is a creepy cult that are using biological weapons to control people.
Don't you just hate when that happens?
It's both a lot more small scale and big scale. They've captured the president's daughter to try and infect the rest of the world. That is their plan, which again, like I say, it's quite small scale, but also that's kind of big picture thinking that I'm sort of here for.
You appreciate the like scope of it. That you set out to do something small, but in fact ended up doing something much larger, much like what we're doing with this podcast.
Exactly. That's
like,
it.
comment, subscribe.
Yeah, that's it. We too will kidnap the president's daughter,
Really?
I think we'd grab headlines if we kidnapped Ivanka Trump. I think that would be...
I don't want to have to deal with her.
I don't want to either, but I mean, again, at the end of the day, like,
But then imagine if we just got on with her. Imagine, like, she was actually pretty chill. For the record, guys, I don't think Ivanka Trump is trill.
She's pretty trill. It's pretty chill.
Chill. And also, we have no actual plans to kidnap anyone.
No, we don't. But that's what the viruses are for. So, you don't have to worry if they're chill or not, because you infect them with a mind parasite. And that's the thing.
Oh, and haven't we already been? It's called the news.
Exactly. But the other thing about this game is that we are in this third person perspective, which is kind of actually the thing that is like really, really the most fun thing about it is that you are in complete control of this tank-like man. So he can't move and shoot. He's a special service agent, but he can't move and shoot. That is one of the things. And that is, I think, if you are to play this game, it's the first thing that you kind of have to really come to grips with, like, this doesn't make any sense, because every other third-person action game after this,
you can run and shoot.
You can run and shoot.
But
this
he is
one,
like me. I can't walk and text.
Yeah, he is. He really, really is. He cannot move and shoot. But
he definitely can't walk and text. Like, if you can't move and shoot, you can't walk and text.
But it is the thing that I think makes the game so, like, it's what makes it so frightening, because he has to stop to shoot, and you have enemies coming at you.
And you just have to stop
and you just have to stop and go, ooh, and then you have to pop them, and then run, and then go, and then run, and it's so keeps you right on the edge. The game starts off in, like, the creepy forests and it's just like so, like, you feel uneasy going forward, and you make it to a tiny little village, and you have barely any ammo, you have barely any supplies, and everyone comes at you, and then there's a man with a bag on his head with a chainsaw, and
you're like, oh no,
and it's just like it ramps up from there. It's more tense horror than it is sort of like spooky horror.
I was going to say, because it also doesn't, from what I've seen you play of it, it's not really relying on jump scares. It's not getting the, like...
Yeah, you get a bit of that. But
always, but it's more of the, like, oh God, oh God, oh God.
It's more of, again, it's a very good translation of the older games in that, like, your thing that you're worrying about is how many bullets do you have? How much supplies do you have? What do I need to get out of here?
How many leaves do you have in your pocket?
Yeah. You then do find the president's daughter, and having to look after her again is another thing that you have to worry about. That you are looking after this teenage girl and hoping that she doesn't get sliced up by the man with a chainsaw. That is...
Because that looks really bad on your Secret Service, like...
It's not great,
report, and then they do your quarterly review, so like, oh, Liam, take a seat. So, How do you think this quarter went?
It's his first day on the job as well. This is the other thing.
So rough. We've all had it.
Yeah, we've all had a bad first day, and that man's had a second bad first day. The first one was when, he went to Raccoon City and the whole city got infested by zombies. Like, he was going to be a policeman.
And you would have thought it was raccoons.
No, it was zombies.
Great name, city name, by the way. I always think it when I hear it of like, I love Raccoon City.
But yeah, Resident Evil 4 ends up being one of the most successful games on the GameCube. It was originally part of what they called the Capcom 6, Capcom being the publisher of the of the game. There was going to be 6 exclusive titles for the GameCube. Spoiler alert, only one of them ended up being exclusive.
Which one was that? Do you know?
I cannot remember, but it wasn't successful. But yeah, it sold 1.6 million copies on the GameCube.
Ooh.
However, the problem was that because you've made 4 games and scrapped them all or made them into something else, it does mean that we do need this to sell very, very well.
We did spend a lot of time and money and resources to do this because you kept going, do it again.
Yeah, you made 90% of a game and went, I don't want to do this anymore. Let's start again.
Do you think he does that with dinner as well?
Probably.
And like other things. And
I think Shinji Mikami does have a bit of a commitment issue. Yeah, I do think that is the fair. Although I will say he was very committed to the GameCube because he said that he would disembowel himself if Resident Evil 4 was released on anything other than the GameCube. Spoiler alert, it was released on many other platforms, including the PlayStation 2, partly because, the GameCube had about 20 million, sales-wise. The PlayStation had 110. It's like the best-selling video game console of all time.
Like, so you kind of have to.
You do have to
play that game a little bit.
But yeah, so no. But unfortunately, he was about to disembowel himself. He'd be very upset because it was released on the PlayStation 2. It was released on Windows. It was released on the Wii, iOS, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Android, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, Oculus Quest 2, and of course, the Zeebo.
Sorry, the Zeebo?
Yes, the Zeebo, which is a Brazilian exclusive console. That
I've never even heard of
You've
that.
never... Yes, the Zeebo. It was released
on the... It sits somewhere with like the Ouya?
Yes, it does. Yeah, it's very similar to that.
Oh, wow. I love things like that. I'm just like...
Yeah.
That's fun.
But no, it was officially released for the Zeebo. As of March 2025, the original game has sold over 14 million copies. And Shinji Mikami didn't disembowel himself. So I'm going to say coward.
Coward.
Absolute coward.
Because there is a little bit of a thing of Japanese businessmen saying very dramatic things. There is the very famous story of Harvey Weinstein wanted to do an edit of Princess Mononoke. And Miyazaki sent a sword to him with just a note being like, don't.
Wow.
And I believe Miyazaki would have cut up him if he had edited that film.
But yeah, no, so that...
Yeah, but being intense about it.
Yeah, being real intense about it. So, but no, he didn't actually end up cutting himself up.
Boo,
which is...
Coward.
I know, cowardly behaviour. But
How much do you actually care about it then?
I know. But the fun thing is that it runs... it was also released... Like I say, for the PlayStation 2, but it actually runs better on the GameCube because it was built for the GameCube.
Oh, fun.
So yeah, it actually runs much better on there. But
if your bank account also makes you not want to disembowel yourself in the end.
Well, exactly.
14 million copies sold, you go, you know what?
Yeah. They did obviously remake the game in 2023.
They sure did.
Which was a lot of fun, and I really do recommend it. I would say... play either version. They're both incredible. The original version is so much fun. I think it's a very good remake because it's like there is enough different in there that you can enjoy it, but you can play the original and there is still very good stuff. There's things that were kept in and things that were taken out.
Yeah.
It's a real fun, like, because I remember when it was announced of being like, we do not need a remake of Resident Evil 4. It's one of the best games of all time. And what are you going to do to improve it?
And video games have a real problem of remaking everything all of the time, looking at you, The Last of Us.
Yes.
So, yeah, I can understand. You hear that news and go, oh, come on, please stop.
But no, it's an incredible remake. But like I say, I recommend them both very, very highly because they're both very spooky. If you're there for spooks, I'd say play the remake because it looks
a little spookier.
It's a little spookier. It's a lot more visceral and like ooh, because obviously it's made for current gen hardware. But you'll have a great time either way. But yeah, that was a little bit of the history of Resident Evil 4, one of the best games of all time. Like I say, I 100% recommend
Is
it.
absolutely, it's unfair to say bleached your personality, but Leon Kennedy has made an impact on you as a man.
I mean, you know,
He's shown you what a man should be.
he can do roundhouse kicks and suplexes and just and lay it on with the women so well, and also just be so cool. Some of the greatest lines in video game history. Where's everyone going? Bingo?
Because he's such a good character, because from my understanding, he's a real, like, action hero.
Oh, God,
tank man.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. He
has very little going on other than being the center of this thing and cool as hell.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, yeah.
No,
you don't get to wear a sheepskin jacket like that and have that blonde cut if you're not the coolest man.
Oh, and the way people talk about and love him.
Yeah. Oh, he's great. Absolutely fantastic. But yeah, that is Resident Evil 4. We do have another one coming out next week. It will be only on our Patreon, so you do have to go over there, patreon.com/howtobeanicon, or you can click the link in the description. By the way, while you're here, please leave a comment down below and rate this 5 stars and share this around. We'd really, really appreciate
Let us know
that.
what your favorite spooky video game is.
Yes, please do. If you've got any good recommendations, we'll absolutely take them on. But thank you very, very much for listening. And roundhouse kick home safe, everybody.
Thanks for joining us.